Hello, everyone. It is a lovely Monday here. I know it looks a little bit different. If you guys don't know, it's just me and Scooter. My dad, he's literally camping on the river, in the river right now, and he is still going to try to make it. So we'll see if he succeeds with that. Scooter, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. We've had our first week of school. I am tired. There is a pile of schoolwork right there, and I still have more to do after this podcast. So, show must go on. And the show is going on right here, right now.
That's
we
right.
we got quite a little bit to talk about real quick. So we do have to start it off with a little sad. Rest in peace, Barry Pearson. And I was talking to Scooter about this, that this was before my time, but it was technically also before his time. But he still knows everything, so I'm going to let him take this one away.
Well, thank you very much. So, yeah, rest in peace to Barry Pearson. So not a lot of people know who he is. And pretty much the reason I know who he is I went to high school, elementary school, and middle school and graduated with one of his two daughters, Jessica, and her future husband. So nice people, very great people. But Barry Pearson was actually a Pittsburgh Steeler and also a Kansas City Chief. So he was from Illinois. He passed away this past week at 77 years old. So Mr. Pearson and his family, God bless you all, and you're all in my prayers. But his story is really impressive. He started out in Illinois as a good athlete. He was a really good football player, and he was born in 1950. So we're talking about late 60s now. So he went to the Northwestern University in Illinois, in Chicago, up in Chicago. He was also accepted by congressional authority to go to the Air Force Academy, but he chose to go to Northwestern. And his junior and senior year at Northwestern, he became a first-team Big Ten wide receiver. He was really good. He still holds the record for longest punt return for a touchdown at Northwestern against Notre Dame, went for 90 yards. But he was undrafted, but he got picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers in 72, I believe it was. And he was on the practice squad. He didn't play all season, never played a snap. So then the Steelers go in to their stadium was at Three River Stadium, and they were playing the Oakland Raiders at the time. And Oakland was really good. They're led by John Madden. In Pittsburgh, they were becoming something big. And so they were led by Chuck Noll and Terry Bradshaw and Franco Harris and Frenchie Fuqua. So those are those on offense. And of course they had their entire, the steel curtain on defense, but they have yet to play in a Super Bowl. So it turns out that their like third wide receiver got injured the week before. So Barry Pearson gets called out, if you will, to this game. So he's active for this game. So he goes through the whole game and doesn't play at all. So it goes to overtime, and there's 40 seconds left in overtime, and the Steelers are down, and they need to get it there. It's a fourth down and 10. So what Chuck Noll does is he grabs Barry Pearson and he tells him to play, and he runs the play in. And Noll specifically had the play set so Terry Bradshaw would throw to Barry Pearson on a 10-yard in route to get the first down, and then they would go from there. Well, what happened was Terry went back to pass. He had to whirl around, and then he got all hit up. So he threw the ball. Frenchie Fuqua went to grab it. He got knocked by Jack Tatum. The ball goes flying in the air. Franco Harris picks up the ball as it hits possibly, and obviously it didn't hit the ground because it wasn't called incomplete. He runs it in for a touchdown. Raiders lose. Pittsburgh comes back, wins the game, and that was Barry Pearson. That was his first play ever. And he said that was just the coolest thing. That they were all like children. So then the next year he played, and then Pittsburgh won that game. It's called the Immaculate Reception game. It's the most reviewed play in the history of the NFL, probably, and it's very controversial whether that was actually hit the ground or not. But Barry then went and played the next year. He was one of their leading receivers, and actually in the playoffs against the Raiders, he scored a touchdown, but the Raiders defeated Pittsburgh that season. So in the offseason, Pittsburgh decides they're going to get better on offense, and they draft John Stallworth, and Lynn Swann. So Lynn Swann goes to the Hall of Fame one day. Barry Pearson, they had no need for Barry Pearson anymore, so they traded him to Kansas City, where he's in Kansas City for several years, and he becomes their yardage leader in 1975. If they didn't throw that much, it was like 670 yards total. But that was the last season that the late great Hall of Famer Len Dawson played in. So he scored some of Len Dawson's last touchdown passes ever, which is really cool. He also, in a game when he was with Pittsburgh in 73, I think it was, they were playing Washington. They were playing the Redskins, and Barry Pearson scored the game-winning touchdown. It was a Monday Night Football game, so that's pretty cool. Then he went out. He got a knee injury. He moved back. He moved to Connecticut, where his wife was living, Mrs. Pearson, because her family owned a food distributor company. So he wound up moving there. She was running the food distributing company, but then he took over, and then he ran the food distributing company. But, and this is all outside of Hartford, Connecticut. So a lot of people have no idea who Barry Pearson is, but he was an integral part of the most amazing play in the history of the NFL. So rest in peace, Mr. Pearson. And again, my heart goes out to the family.
Of course. Just a couple of comments. Of course, it's my father. More people have shown up, so this connection is going to crap. Dad, you are on vacation. You do not have to join the live stream. Take the break. But he does add on with Barry Pearson. I'm sure if we had the cameras we do today, the Immaculate Reception would have been an incomplete pass. That and the dang tuck. I don't want to get man, Raiders have gotten screwed a lot in the playoffs. And that's coming from a Raiders fan, if you could not tell.
And so as you can see, Barry Pearson well, they don't talk about him in the play. He was the guy who was supposed to get the pass. It was his first play ever. And, which is just an amazing little backstory on the most talked about play in NFL history. And they'll keep talking about it as Maddie said, it was an incomplete pass. We'll see. You never know.
It already happened. The past is the past, unfortunately. So moving on, we will go with the NASCAR playoffs. Now, obviously, me and Scooter know, but playoffs start next week, or as Dad would say, playoffs. So last week we talked about it a little bit. Only 7 drivers had clinched out of 16. Now we have 13. I just had the other names pulled up, but I need to pull it up once more. So obviously there are some names that we already mentioned, but some joining: Chris Butcher, Carson Hocevar, which hello. William Byron, our guy, finally got in. Daniel Suarez, he's in. Well, no, was he in last week? I can't even remember. It all changed in point standings, but we'll just go over. So number 1, Denny Hamlin, he finally clinched the number 1 spot. Then you have Ryan Blaney, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, and then Chris Buescher, Carson Hocevar, William Byron, and then Daniel Suarez. So we have 3 more spots left. Wallace, Cindric, and Shane Gertzman are currently in those 3 spots, but again, nothing has been clinched. They have one more race, I believe, to clinch that, which is it Dover this weekend? I forget.
No, ma'am. It is the Coke Zero Sugar 400 live at 7:30 p.m. at Daytona International Raceway.
How could I forget that?
Night races at Daytona are the most entertaining you'll ever watch in NASCAR. Watch it. You got those 13 guys that don't care. They're just going to go out and try to get the win. And then you have another 5 guys you got 3 guys trying to keep theirs and 2 more guys trying to get in. So it's going to be really exciting.
Oh, for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm working, but maybe we can get a way to put it on TV or something, because I'm. Oh,
are you working till midnight?
No, not working until midnight. But the race will probably go on until midnight.
Go on to 1.
7. I get off at 9, so yeah, we'll be good until like stage 1 probably. Still, by the time I get off, we'll be good. Good.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think those current 3 racers will get it, or do you see something moving around here?
So Bubba's pretty much in. He's 75 points up. So right. I think there's only 75 points to give out. So that's why he's officially not in yet. This race will be 75 total points. But Austin Cindric and SVG, they could get knocked out because you got Ryan Preece and Brad Keselowski, who are teammates Priest is 31 down. Brad's 66 down. So Brad's probably not out of it. So it's pretty much Austin, SVG, and Priest, if you ask me. And
Right.
Priest is also from Middletown, Connecticut, where Joey Logano's from. Another Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut reference, which is interesting. But yeah, and your guy, our guy, is going to miss out. Ross Chastain. We're not going to get any watermelon.
Oh,
I mean, he could do it, and even if he wins the race, he doesn't get in.
yeah, true. That sucks. I mean, yeah, I could see. I mean, Kozlowski would really have to pull it off. And to be fair, yes, he has gone up one spot, but I don't think he's been having a great season as he usually has. So again, like he would literally have to win it, or top 5, I think, to get in.
He might have to win it. I think
Right.
he might have to win it or get in the second, something like that, because there's not many points. I mean, he needs 66 to get in. And then he's, if Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG's got to have a bad race. So there's all that kind of stuff going on, too. So SVG just, he could finish 15th. He's probably good to go.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm obviously very excited for next week. And then the playoffs the week after start at Darlington. So that's also going to be a great race. Everything is exciting now. I love it. All right. So moving on.
It was a great last race in Loudon, New Hampshire. So that was really fun to watch, too.
Oh, yeah.
Blaney really did well. Bubba was right up there to the end, but I mean, he was ready to get him, and then he couldn't get him at the end. So that was a good race. Loudon, New Hampshire always has good races.
I mean, the 2311 team is having a good season regardless, even if he's winning the races or not. He's making profit out of it somehow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, he had a great race yesterday. So, I mean, it's just Blaney was just a little better.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we will go with the PGA Championship. Now, of course, I'm not much of a golfer. I've been watching it a little bit at work because for some reason, some of our regulars will have it on because they enjoy it. But Scooter, you got this. I have not learned enough.
Yeah, so this is different this year with the Tour Champ. So it's the Tour Championship. This is it. It's the final tournament of the year. And it determines the FedEx Cup Championship. Who wins the PGA. So the whole thing is a little different this year than last year. So this year in this tournament, there's 30 golfers that are competing, and there's no cuts. So they play until the end. And so all 30 golfers can win the FedEx Cup Championship. They all start at 0 after, because it's the final one. Because, they knocked out some players during the past few tournaments. So now it's 30 players, good to go. And most likely you get the top 4 are going to be Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, and Ludwig Oberg. So it should be a wild one. People were busting on Rory this week because Rory was given a little attitude. Scotty, he won 2 tournaments ago. I forget the PG or the British Open winner. He won yesterday. I forgot his name at the moment. It's skipping my mind, but it's going to be a really good little tournament. So Sunday should be fun. It's in Atlanta, by the way, East Lake Golf Club.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah. So it's going to be beautiful.
Weather hasn't been terrible lately. Like it's not hot. Like it's very. Right. It's been nice, knock on wood, but I don't think that's wood, but we'll figure that out. All right, so that way the boss guys don't yell at me. I will do a quick commercial break and we will come back at you with some baseball recap. Let me get rid of this banner first. I'm slacking here. Oh my gosh, hello, there we go. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh my god, wait, I haven't done this in so long. Which one do I even pick?
I can't stop.
We're gonna do this one. We'll see how it works. Let's go.
I like that
one. They need
to
update that one. It doesn't have drive time in it yet. It had everything but drive
like that
time.
One. That was good.
I was stealing that one though. I don't think I've used that one before.
Okay. It's a newbie.
I don't know. I want to say it's like kind of old, but since it doesn't have
Could be
drive
old.
time in it, but who knows?
It could be old. Yeah.
All right, so line drive part 1. That's yeah, but we are going to talk about obviously the MLB. Usually my dad will have a good setup here. We do not. I'm just reading off of my phone, and I'm sure Scooter has some notes too to help me out here. So what we usually talk about is the leaders, and then we'll go over the wild card race. So obviously we have in the AL, Tampa Bay is still leading. The Yankees, are 3 games behind, and then Boston 6 games behind, and then Toronto and Baltimore are 14 and then 14 and a half games behind. Do we think Tampa's still strong number 1?
They're 3-7 the past 10, so they're in Boston 7-3 the past 10. In the Yanks are 6-4 the past 10. Toronto's 5-5. Baltimore's been 5-5. So Tampa Bay might have watched their little rear end.
Maybe that's rough. I mean, I'm trying to think here. I keep saying yeah. Yeah. Tampa's definitely got to watch it for sure. You took the words out of my mouth. That's why I couldn't say anything. I mean, yeah, because Boston's on a 3-game win streak. They're there. All right, and then the AL Central. Oh, lovely AL Central. Gotta love it. Chicago, the White Sox are taking the lead. Is now only 3.5 games. We've had 6-4 the last 10, so we're getting better. We're not 100%, but we're getting better. We just had a sweep over the Rockies, so that was nice. But if we didn't sweep the Rockies, I would still be concerned, but also be like, oh, this is just what the Guardians do. We're fine. And then Minnesota, 5.5 games. Detroit, 7 games. And then Kansas City, 7.5. Detroit, struggling, 2-8 in the last 10. What's going on? What happened? Is the loss of Scooble finally hurting them, Scooter?
Well, they've had a lot of trouble this year. Anyways, they've had some. Before this week, they were kind of coming back a little bit, but now they're falling back, and that's okay. For them, it's what they're doing. What's crazy is KC was so bad. They're 9-1 in the past 10.
I know. I'm just looking at
8
that.
straight games. But I mean, they're not going to go anywhere unless they win 16 straight games.
Yeah,
but
I don't even think
they had such a bad season.
Yeah, that's not because I don't even think Casey's in the wild card contention. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick.
I mean, the White Sox are. I mean, they're fan beating each other. They're just taking care of business the way they have to. They dirty it up all over the place and they win. Mm-hmm. Cleveland, Cleveland should never be counted. I know your dad counts them out every time they win or lose. They'll win 10-1, and something was bad about it. But Cleveland is a team that just like last year, it's like you just got to wait and see what they do because they're a team that has good players and they can bring it together. So they're not a failure at all. They're just not as good as some of these other teams, but they're consistently decent. So you can't count them out until the end.
Now, moving on to the AL West. I'm starting to realize how kind of rough the AL West. The number 1, Houston, is below 500. Everybody is below 500. Is the AL West the worst in the AL, Scooter?
I mean, everyone's under 500.
Yeah, I mean,
they're beating each other up. I mean, like no one. I mean,
sorry, I said number 1 Houston, but Texas is tied with them. What?
I mean, Houston and Texas they're 65 and 66. I mean, it doesn't get any closer than that.
No.
Unless it's 66, then it's 500.
Right. So we have both of them at 65, 66, and then we have Seattle 3 games behind, and then LA and the A's drop to 13 and 14 behind. So I think it's just really a battle between those 3 teams, Houston, Texas, and Seattle. They're all very close, which I think is entertaining. But again, that division is still kind of So I Battle of Mediocrity. Could I put that in again? Hold on, Battle of Mediocrity. Oh, I can't even say mediocrity. Oh my God, what is going on? I'm having.
Well, someone's going to get into the playoffs there. Someone's going to win the division because they have to.
Somebody's got to win it first of all.
If the division winner is under 500 at the end of the season, they will be the first Major League Baseball team to ever make the playoffs or win a division under 500. It's never
the first.
It'll be the first time ever.
Ooh, wait.
Back in the day, forever, if you won if you won the league, you're in.
Mhm.
You go to the World Series. And then it was if you win your division, and there were no wild cards and this and that, so everyone was at 500. Most of those teams, you usually only had like several really good teams and then crappy teams.
Yes, but I don't know. It just kind of like reminds me of like this bit, like, oh no, you go ahead. Oh no, you go ahead. Like
Right.
it's just there's going back and forth. But I mean, there is still time. Obviously, I think they can get above 500 eventually. Again, it would probably just be those three teams. I don't see LA or the A's, unfortunately, making any comeback whatsoever.
No.
Before we go into the national, of course, my father is still here. He can't get in, but it's okay. Guards 5-1, 6 games in this 12-game stretch against bad teams. Have to go 4-2 against Angels and KC. Whatever you say, Dad. Whatever you say.
Hey, if they went 4-2 in 6 games and a 12-game stretch against bad teams, that's 4-2. So, yeah, and then have to go
that's
4-2.
Majority win. Come on.
I mean, yeah, they're a good team. The Guards are a good team.
He thinks that sometimes. He only thinks that when they win. Okay, I think he's like kind of partially thinking it, but he's still not going to give them too much credit, because if we get hope, then they're gonna just kill us.
Now, what I'm hoping when we get to the Ohio State Buckeyes football season, in the first game that they're playing a bad team, I hope and pray the Buckeyes go down 7-0, because I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching Matty Ice's Facebook feed to see how he's going to tell, how he is going to just destroy his favorite team.
No, you have to look for the Kent State football shenanigans. Okay,
yeah.
Because he'll go on that one too, being like, but he's used to it. What's going to be really exciting is
the Kent State thing is no one knows. Like they're like, oh my God, it's like they're losing to Appalachian Mid Tennessee States. Like we don't know who that team is.
Okay, he says
like Ohio State, they'll play like some team like I don't know, like it'll be a known like Western Kentucky, and they'll be losing 7-0, and then they'll win 75-7.
Sorry, Dad. We're kind of bullying you here. It's just we love you though.
Look at him. I mean, look, he's giving us information right off the bat.
Oh yeah, Astros just fired their GM. So we didn't know that, but that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up again, because we're getting distracted here now. We talk college football later. As much as it's tempting to talk about it now. Okay, now of course my Wi-Fi is going out. Great, love that. All right, playoffs. Anthony's in here. Hi, Anthony. We're going back. We're going into the National League now. So we can talk about your Marlins and see how you're
haven't
doing.
Made it yet.
And then my dad says Ohio State is allowed to lose September 19th. And Midnight Riders in here. Wow, Maddie getting roasted. It's out of love, though. It's out of love. Okay, we all love to see it. I make fun of him for it, and I'm his own daughter, and I'm still in his life. So what does that say? I'm his favorite. I'm not going to say I'm his favorite on here, but
I'm not in as much as you, though.
Yeah, but like you've been friends with him for 20, 30 years.
I still got to suck up from time to time.
I think you're in the clear, All right, so going into the NL, we will go with the NL East first, because that's just the order I'm reading off of my phone. We have Atlanta in the lead, and then Philly, look out, is just 3 games behind. They are 9-1 in their last 10. What is going on?
It's called Donnie Baseball. Don Mattingly.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what it is. It's all Donnie Baseball. And the team, what it is, they made that Arias trade a few weeks ago, and they moved everyone all over the place, and it's been perfect. And the Schwarbaum's being hit all over the joint. That dude's still hitting game-winning homers that are, there's a SpaceX launch tomorrow in the morning, and it's going to be like a Schwarbaum hit in the 9th inning.
Right.
Moonshots.
That's insane. And then, of course, Anthony's Marlins are 4 games behind. And then Washington the Nats, and the Mets 10.5, and then 12. So I'm trying to read. I'm trying to process over here. Atlanta is 3-7 in the last 10. So if they're trying to keep their lead against Philly, it's not working right now. And then Miami is straight up just mid, and then Washington 2-8. What is going on, dude?
Hey, free agency hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a good draft pick here or there.
And then the Mets, minus their fans brawling, they are 6-4 in the last 10. I just found out about this brawl literally before the stream, but I've not seen actual evidence of it. But we'll see.
It's amazing.
Let's see here. Sarah Scooter, what team sports do you think are going to benefit the most from NAL? I'm thinking college talking. You are for sure definitely right, Anthony.
Figure skating. College figure skating.
Really?
Specifically men. No, I have no idea. No. What team sports what team sport? Well, I mean, football. You know, it'd be great to see baseball. Keep some players instead of going to the minor leagues, keep some players, NCAA. I mean, those College World Series games are unbelievable. So I'd like to see that. I don't think that'll happen, but I think it'll be better for them. And now that with women's basketball getting big up there, I think you could see that with women's basketball also.
For sure. Let's see here. Okay, so going into the Central, Milwaukee still taking it away. They are in first, and then you have the Cubs 6 games behind, and then after that, I don't really know what's going on. St. Louis is 15.5 behind. Pittsburgh is 18.5, and then Cincinnati is 19.5. They've not been doing great. So genuinely, it is just a battle between Milwaukee and Chicago. I do think Chicago would have to pull off a little bit more since they are 6 games behind. But we'll see. I think Milwaukee still kind of got that covered, though.
Yeah, both teams are good. I think Milwaukee's better, and it's just playing out that way. And St. Louis is kind of like we all thought they'd do okay this year, and they're going to do okay. And, Pittsburgh's drying off at the end, unfortunately. But, hopefully they can keep their momentum that they had going to next year. Get that fan base even more revved up because, they could have something going on.
For sure. Anthony going in also. I knew my Marlins were going to come back down to earth. I didn't think they were going to sustain that winning streak that they had in June or that 9-winning game streak they had at the end of July. I mean, they're doing okay. It's just, compared to how Atlanta and Philly are doing, you need to do a little bit better. Just like a little bit better.
Well, the Marlins should be very happy
out of it.
Yeah. The Marlins and Marlins fans should be very happy. The 3 games above 500 right now. It's people were thinking 500, maybe a little less. But, I think Anthony thought they'd do well, if I recall, at the beginning of the season. So I think this is on par for what he was saying. But yeah. I mean, if they finish a few games above 500 for this year, that's a really good year, and it's something to build upon. Baseball is there's no other sport in which you can build upon from the previous year like baseball. Like the NFL just blows up every year. Like, this Luther Burden, he was so great the last 4 games. He's gonna be the greatest receiver ever. And then, Luther Burden will probably like get 6 catches in the first 4 games, something like that. So it doesn't, but baseball, it does move over.
For sure. Okay, going into the NOS, my least favorite division, the Dodgers, of course, shocker, hate it so much. And then San Diego 9 games behind. The Diamondbacks are 11, and then just don't look at the Giants and the Rockies because they're 27.5 and 29.5 behind. That's rough. That's really rough. Oh my gosh. Let's see. LA and San Diego are both 7-3, but of course, LA's got that 6-game win streak while San Diego has a 3-game win streak. That's dang it, dude. My freaking. My predictions, they need to be true, okay? Like, it's frustrating. It's fine, though. There's not going to be baseball next season, so who cares? The
Dodgers keeping up what they're doing. Like, they had that horrible run, though. But, they had some players out. They just did the trades, and everything wasn't gelled yet.
Right.
But now I think you're seeing the gelling. the Magellan of this whole deal.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so let's go into the wild card because we are yapping a little bit, but it's okay because they love us secretly. So in the AL, of course, Tampa, Chicago, Houston are all those number one spots, and then the wild card consists of New York being 9.5 up, Boston being 6.5 up, and Cleveland is currently in that third wild card spot. But who knows? My dad's not going to have much hope about it. So do we have hope about it? I don't know. Texas is right out of there, though. They're tied with us. And then Toronto. There's a lot of games to consider here. I would say literally Texas, obviously Cleveland, Texas, Toronto, Minnesota, Baltimore, Seattle, and Detroit are all in it. And then, yes, Kansas City is on that win streak, but they are still 7.5 compared to everybody else. I feel like it might be, they still got to put in a little bit more effort. And who knows, this might just be a fluke of luck. I'm not really sure. So do we see Cleveland staying in that 3 spot, or do you think it's still going to move around some bit, Scooter?
I like it right now where it is. I think if anything, and I think I said this last week, is Toronto can jump in. I just have Texas isn't proven it to me at all yet. And Toronto's in that division. Those teams are good.
Right.
And Texas is a division where those teams aren't that good. So I think Toronto, and then, as we just talked about Cleveland, so we don't have to get as long as they stay consistent, they're in. They'll do a little better than they have, they're definitely in.
The bigger question is, does Cleveland stay consistent? Which a lot of people would argue no. And I'm probably one of those people. And my dad is probably one of those people. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, compared to how the last 10, looking at that, Cleveland has had a lot better. And everybody else is basically 5-5, 4-6. The only other 6-4 is Seattle. And then obviously Kansas City's got that 9-1. So I think those are obviously the teams that are playing better right now. This can change in a week. It always does. So who knows? Let's see. Anthony's still in here. With all due respect, Scooter, as a fan of Miami, I didn't expect it to even be above 500 before the deadline. I thought we were going to be 10 or 15 games under we were going to be.
All right. No. Honestly, I got something because I'm thinking about when before the season started, all the predictions. And I know that you were pumping up your team. You weren't quite sure if they're going to make the playoffs or not, but you thought they were going to be good enough to be up there in the 500 range, if I recall that correctly.
Sense of hope.
That was good because that makes sense to me because they were, that was a team that's moving in the right direction.
No,
I agreed with him on that.
For sure. So yes. I mean, for me, I think it's obviously still between Cleveland, Texas, Toronto. Minnesota, I think, is pretty close up behind, and then Baltimore as well. So I think any of those teams are tossed up. Obviously, I have bias towards Cleveland, but we'll see. And then obviously talking about this one, honestly, for some reason, I do not trust Chicago White Sox. I think they're going to be a team that gets kicked out of the playoffs fairly early. And you might be right about that. I think at least with the way they're playing right now, it's a little close. They are 6-4 in the last 10, so it's not terrible. I think it just really depends who they play in the first round, which I'm trying to think of how that layout would even work. Who would they play right now?
I don't know, but their fans better get some boxing mitts. That's all that Chicago White Sox fans do these days. Is they just beat people up. It's crazy.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's also going on. So
it's like European soccer in the 90s.
Oh my lord. Okay, so going into the National, Milwaukee, LA, and Atlanta are all your spots right there. You have the Cubs 4 games up. The Phillies are 2 games up, and then San Diego is right there, and then Arizona's 2 games. Miami is 4, and then Seattle 5.5, and then it kind of. Pittsburgh is 8.5, Cincinnati's 9.5, but we're talking if we're talking teams under 10 games behind. So it's less as a battle as the AL, but it's still a little bit more confined, and everyone's still fighting for the 1, 2, 3 spots, whereas in the AL, people are mostly just fighting for that 3rd spot. Which I'm trying to think of which one's actually more entertaining because at least with the NL, everything is still moving around. With the AL, it's only that third spot moving around. So I don't know. We'll see. Do you feel comfortable with how it is right now, or you think things are still moving around, Scooter?
Well, in the NL, I mean, it's interesting because you have all these teams that are totally out of it, and it's really
Right.
just a few. Like in Miami and Seattle are in the hunt. Is the thing. Like I still think Arizona pushes through, but the whole thing is like Miami can kind of slyly move their way as long as they keep, if they keep a 530 winning percentage kind of thing going on like that. And Matty Ice brought up this to us earlier, is that Philly and Atlanta play each other so like 7 more times until by the end of the season. So if they can, if they keep that, they keep beating each other up like that and no one comes out on top, Miami can kind of be like, ooh, we can even sneak into the division lead. But I don't see that happening. But San Diego and Arizona, now, I don't know how many games they got left, but they're in the same division too. So and Miami's a lot closer to those guys. So that's who I'd be aiming for if I'm the Marlins, hoping that Arizona and San Diego beat each other up to the point where, hey, we're Miami and we got in the playoffs because we had one more win than you guys.
Right. I would say with how Chicago, I mean, obviously Philly and San Diego are playing better. So I think actually Philly's going to be able to take that number 1 spot, but I mean, they could also just take the number 1 spot away from, why am I tripping from, oh my God, who was it? Why am I tripping? No.
Atlanta?
Yeah, sorry, from Atlanta.
So, fine.
But so they could even take the number 1 spot from there. But say if they do stay in the wild card, I think they would still have that number 1 wild card spot, and then Chicago would fall behind. San Diego gets that number 2, and then it kind of becomes a battle between Arizona and Miami, and then also like St. Louis, I would say. So like those teams, I could still kind of see moving around. I would like to see St. Louis in it. I can't lie, but I don't think they're gonna have enough compared to what the Diamondbacks and the Marlins do have.
For St. Louis, it's getting late. So there's not a lot of time to make that up.
We have Flying Brian in here. The name is right here, guys. Come on. Just add the H. It's not that hard. This is, oh my God. Like, come on. Anthony's still in here. Question about Chicago, Scooter, and Sarah, and talk about the White Sox specifically. Did you guys expect them to be good when you guys were previewing the season? Did I say something? I can't even remember, honestly.
I'm pretty sure Matty Ice and myself are just like, no. I don't even think we mentioned Chicago White Sox.
If you guys didn't mention it, I probably didn't mention it.
Yeah, I don't think we did. Like, I think the Cubs got some mention, but the White Sox certainly didn't.
Yeah, I think for at least me and my dad, I think we probably took like Cleveland, probably number 1, and then maybe like the White Sox or maybe the Wild Card or the Twins. I can't remember honestly which one. I would literally have to go back and watch it. The only thing that I remember is just me praying on the downfall of the LA Dodgers. And
I think like me, I had like Detroit and Cleveland.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's
it was like something around that. It was like Cleveland, Detroit, and Minnesota. It was like a toss-up between there. So I don't think any of us really predicted Chicago doing good. So I could totally see why you would think that they might be a fluke because nobody thought this was happening. And he kind of talks about that because I thought the White Sox were going to be one of those teams that were going to be drafting at the top in the lottery, not being the number 1 team in their division. It's also in the Central Division. So, the Central Division can be a little iffy. And then, Brian, thank you for correcting the Showtime Sarah show with an H. Thank you. I
just like the fact it's the Showtime Sarah show. Showtime's the 3 S's.
That's a lot of S's.
The SSS's, which is a joke from Hot Shots, the movie. The SSS's. That was the boat.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I think that talks it all for the wild card.
Yeah.
What time are we at? 40?
The one thing I just want to say is, like, if you haven't seen the Whites, okay, I definitely, you don't want to be a part of this, but it is pretty funny when you watch the White Sox and the Mets brawl at Comiskey or whatever they call that place in Chicago, because there's like, it's like a wrestling. What are the cage matches? Like, there's dudes jumping from like 3 seats back, like with a front like Bruce Lee kick to someone, and then some chick jumps in, and there's people getting thrown all over the place. I mean, it's insane. And to think that White Sox fans did the same thing a week earlier at the Cubs game,
Right.
but this is a whole new level. It's like, what? You'll watch that? It's entertaining. They should put like the music of the Titanic in it or something like that. It's or the Thin Red Line, something crazy.
I just watched the Odyssey, so like the only thing I'm envisioning is just like that kind of brawl, which I think would also be enjoyable.
I mean,
Odyssey
yeah,
is
I mean, if
great, by
they
the
had
way.
swords, there would be decapitated people.
Oh yeah,
That's how crazy it was.
yeah. Okay, so real quick, we will talk about this. I mean, it's just a short little fun segment that I thought we could put in here, and then we'll go to a commercial break, and we will talk football for the next probably like 15, 20 minutes. So, this was something that I kind of found. I was scrolling through, and it was just, I think it was actually just something that popped up on my TikTok. So, Paramount, I believe, is the host of this, is releasing a new show next month called Baseball Moms. And if you aren't aware of it, basically imagine Dance Moms, and I'm sure nobody has watched Dance Moms in here. I've barely watched Dance Moms, but just like kind of like the dramatic sense of parents in a sports industry, in this industry being baseball. Now, what makes this a little bit more entertaining in my things is that this is literally being put together by Kim Kardashian, which, I mean, hello. Everybody knows Kim Kardashian, and I was aware of how dramatic those shows are. So,
I didn't know that she's moved on to Lewis Hamilton now, the great Formula One racer.
Yeah, she's dating
When did
him
that happen?
now. I don't understand how that happened either, but yeah, she is dating him now. So
Chris Humphries.
I can't remember where exactly this one is exactly located. I believe it's like somewhere probably in like Texas or California, I would guess. But basically it's being produced by Kim Kardashian. It releases exactly a month right now on Paramount Plus. This is in Scottsdale, Arizona. So basically this is following 7 families who all their teenage sons play for this academy. And it seems like this isn't really going to be focused on playing baseball at all. It's going to be focused on the drama between these 7 families, and I'm assuming it's the moms given the name. Now, obviously, if you guys were there, we talked a couple weeks ago about how reffing and being an umpire is becoming a very tiring job, and people are quitting after not even like 2 games because of just all the stress. And part of that stress is the parents. Now, I think we can all say here that this is probably going to make it worse. But I'm excited for the show. I'm just very interested to see on how people start to respond to it, in the sense of like, oh, if they're doing this, we can do this. Obviously it's all dramatics, but and probably half of it's not real. I don't know. What do you think about this show, Scooter?
Oh, I don't know what to think about the show, but thinking about like the players who are probably are they high schoolers?
Yeah, they're like high school or teenagers. Like probably I would say like not even like older than like 12 or 13 at least.
Okay, like little league kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got these cameras following these kids that it's like all of a sudden that's a whole new world for them. So that should be exciting for them, but also like because they probably don't know a lot about all the drama that goes on. I suppose there'll be a lot of drama if it's talking about like baseball moms. Like baseball dads are probably like, yo, let's have a beer, talk it out after that, that kind of stuff. Like moms get a little more like snippety, if you will. And that's probably what makes it, what's going to make it work. It'll get people. We'll see how long that goes for. But
I mean, I wouldn't think like there's going to be too many crazies. Like if this is just like a 1 season thing, maybe. But like if it's still at least focused around this school, obviously there's going to be new rosters. So then there's going to be new characters if there was a 2nd season. So I kind of have an idea like this might just be a 1 season thing. I don't really know how much people are going to respond to it. I think like obviously like I heard about it because it was on TikTok, and but like I don't know. Like I haven't seen too many crazy people talking about like, oh my god, I need to watch this. I personally just want to watch this because I'm like I love white trash TV shows like this. It entertains me and it makes me feel better about my life. Being like, at least I'm not doing that. Um, because literally, what is going on here? But we'll see. I don't think it's gonna help the case in like with the parents and everything. I feel like it's gonna make people worse. One interesting I did see, or one interesting thing that I did see was like I feel like a lot of people think that this is unrealistic in the sense of obviously it's TV, it's unrealistic, but it's like these seem to be like a lot of like three people families. Like from what I know, obviously I haven't seen the show yet, but like it doesn't seem like any of these kids have siblings. Like it's just a three set. Like nothing else is shown. It's just about these kids and their parents. There's nothing else. So I mean, like in a sense of like a one kid house income, like obviously this is going to be very pricey and like probably rich people and their baseball, and it's not always like that, like they're like even in my hometown, like I think there's a lot of people that are making it work because of how much putting your kids in sports cost. So I feel like in that sense it's also unrealistic, and that's probably why they have a whole TV show going on about it, because apparently they're just that good. I don't really know what's going on here. um so let's go into a commercial break real quick, and then we will come back and we will talk our oh my god, hold on, there's a comment real quick before I go into it, just in time for the update. So real quick, let's go into a commercial break and we will go talk about college football with this upcoming weekend with preseason, and then also we will talk NFL preseason and upcoming seasons. I'm going to pick a different one this time. I'm trying to figure out which one to pick.
See, I did the whole swirl thing, and then you threw me for a loop.
Oh, right. Okay, wait. I think I know which one you're talking about. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I think it's this one. Was it that one? Was that what you wanted?
No, that wasn't the one, but it was doing the swoop thing, so I was just following.
Oh well, it's okay. All right, so going into college football, 'tis the season. I don't know if that was a great reference or not.
Close enough.
So obviously going into preseason, typically this week. So I will go into some of the matchups, and then we're not going to go crazy into our personal rankings until next week. That is our entire segment, I believe, college football preview. So we're just still going to kind of recap a little bit of what games we might find interesting next week. And then you'll get all of our rankings, our top 10, or, all of that next week. Please tune in. I believe it's still the same date, the 31st, 5 p.m., always here. Drive Time, Sideline Junkies, Podcast Network. Yes, I don't have
same
my
bad
own.
Time, same bad channel.
Yes, always. Of course, this one was very last minute plan because I didn't get my schedule until yesterday. Love life. Life is so great. So week one, again, a lot of this is preseason. We have a couple interesting matchups here. Bill Belichick's UNC versus TCU. San Jose State University versus South Carolina. NC State, go Pack, versus Virginia, which was originally supposed to be in Brazil, but it fell through because the stadium is literal not great quality.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it fell through. I believe they announced it like probably like honestly like over a month ago at this point. I'm trying to think of any other interesting games that might, again, it's all like more so preseason. Let me look here. Is there anything that's pulling your eye, Scooter, while I try to look?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, not big stuff, but on Thursday, I don't even know what TV station you watch, but big time games. Stony Brook versus Delaware State. Delaware State out of Dover, who just dealt with a tornado. The tornado was going down like the main street of Dover. It was like knocked down I don't know injured, but someone's like driving by, they're like, there's a tornado right next to me, and they're filming the whole thing, and it's knocking down stuff from the Econo Lodge.
Did it hit Delaware State?
That was right down the street from it. So it was like where it was like near Delaware State's the campus. right near their stadium. It's also right near Dover Air Force Base. It was also right near, everything's like so close. It was also right near Dover Motor Speedway. So it was all right there. But there's a little stuff on that. But Stony Brook and Delaware State. Remember, Delaware State's Deshaun Jackson. He's the head coach. Clinton Portis. He's the running backs coach. So there's quite a few cool things that go on down there. But I think that TCU UNC game, that's in Ireland. So that's a noon game, and so that's always a fun start to the season when you have those games out in Ireland.
It was going to be a different fun start with NC State in Brazil, but again, I understand why
that would have been cool. Yeah, against UVA, yeah. So that's cool because that's a big ACC matchup. Those are two teams you can't. Like those are two teams that will be taken seriously. Not in the top 25 at the moment, but they both will. One or both will probably wind up in the top 25. Speaking of top 25,
will be in like an ACC championship, that kind of thing.
Yeah. With that, the only team that's ranked would be USC in that San Jose State game. So that's one. I know our guy Paul down in Florida. He's got New Mexico State at FSU, but FSU's got they're 35-point favorites, so they're probably going to win. And I'm interested to see Memphis is at UNLV. That's at 10 p.m. So you're going to have the NASCAR race going on at the same time. But I love 10 o'clock games at on Saturday nights early in the season because you kind of get all jacked up for it. That's why I wish they would had the Hawaii game. That if it was taking place in Hawaii, that would have been cool because those games start at 1, and you stay up late for that. But that UNLV Memphis game's at Allegiant Stadium, home of Matty Ice's Raiders, and they're playing Memphis, and Memphis is always a fun offensive team to watch. So.
Yes, for sure. A lot of the matchups that do entertain are more so 2 weeks out. So I mean, we'll definitely see how this first week plays out, and obviously preseason, so not much really kind of counts to it, and not much rankings have come out, so you can't really be like, oh, it's just kind of like a feeling, a vibe. Why am I getting antivirus protections on my thing right now?
Let's be all the time. I know.
I hate that so much. Okay. That was kind of quick. We're good. Again, like we said, everything will be next week. Everything is set for next week. So if you're interested, please tune in then. So let's go into our NFL preseason recaps. So I need to pull up that. Why is it? Oh my goodness, I am slacking here. So preseason week 2 has just occurred. Were there any games that you found interesting, Scooter?
No, I never find any of these games interesting at all in the preseason. I'll put them on in the background just because it's football. Like the Hall of Fame game is a different story because it's the first game, and then everything else, you're just hoping people don't get injured. And, because, leave the injuries to practice. It's funny because we're like, oh, we don't want to play anyone in the preseason, but everyone tears their ACL in practice. But
for sure.
But it's kind of all about the off-field stuff that's going on right now. There's a lot of that going on. Like we're seeing in Cleveland, Deshaun Watson's the starting quarterback.
Yay!
Which and he's terrible. So that's an interesting move. But this is my theory on it. So the Cleveland fans hate Deshaun and Watson, and they boo him every time they booed him this weekend.
Yep.
So the first 2 games of the season, Cleveland is away. And they have a great chance to get completely annihilated in both games. So then they can bench him for Shador in game 3 at home. And then whatever happens then, they don't ever have to play Deshaun Watson again. They can't cut him or anything like that. They'd be charged $85 million against the cap. So they're giving him his chance, and they're probably kind of being like, well, hopefully he sprains his ankle. So they don't have to play him again. So Todd Monken has that choice there. This is sort of going on from the previous game Arizona played in. Jeremiah Love, who he played a lot in that game, he has a high ankle sprain. He's not practicing this week, so your Tyler Algier fans are a little jacked up. They also cut Benson today, so their running back room got a little smaller. So. Interesting stuff going on in Arizona. I mean, they had to cut that down somewhere, so they got rid of Benson. The craziest story of the day, 49er owner Jed York, he got arrested in a prostitution sting. Billionaire was going to spend $140 in a trailer park for whatever goes on. I don't know. But, I mean, you're a billionaire. You're into that stuff. Just go to Vegas. You're good. You're good. You're in the clear. It stays there. It stays in Vegas. But no, he decided to go to Ohio, to a trailer park in Ohio, which is odd. I mean, the York family is apparently from Ohio. That's fine. But and they showed the mugshot of him, and he's pled down to some weird charge of some sort of weird misconduct charge or something in not using a weapon, and the weapon was his phone, because he used his phone to get the appointment, if you will. So
Right.
so he pled away from. It was very quick pleading too. So I was quite surprised at that. But they, minus the mugshot photos they use of York, they also show a picture of he and his beautiful wife. And so I wonder what she has to say. I don't want to hear what she has to say. I hope they handle this internally, but I bet she's not very happy at all. And, yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with that one. A lot of counseling, probably.
It feels like the Coldplay concert all over again, where those CEOs got.
Yeah, and this is much, 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 much worse. Much worse.
Oh, 100%. Like,
I mean, you couldn't spend $5,000 on one. You had to spend 140. I mean, you're a billionaire, bro.
It was 140 for that?
$140.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like thousands for a second. I was like, whoa.
No, he was spending $140 on whatever happens in those situations. Yeah, he must have gotten the billionaire discount. 140. I mean, I'm not in that lifestyle, and it's not about me, but I know that if I was in that lifestyle, I'd Charlie Sheen it up. Okay? There's professionals out there you can find in Vegas. Is what I've told. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Everything's in Vegas. I don't know.
It's always in Vegas because it stays in Vegas. But so we had a trade today. Keyshawn, speaking of Kayshon Boutte, the wide receiver from New England, got traded to Houston, probably because of the Jaden Higgins ACL tear, for second-year safety Jalen Reed in a 28th, 7th-round pick going back to New England. And so, Boutte wasn't going to play much there, and he was kind of really, give me somewhere where I could play. And, good on New England part, they did that. And New England just shored up their safety position. I mean, not to say that Reed's going to go in there and start. He's not, because they're already good in that position. But they got a guy that is a good backup. And then, they got some 7th-round pick from the Saints. So it's from the Saints. So that's a good 7th-round pick, because the Saints sucked last year. So, but that's for 2028. So it's not even for next year. So then we had another. This is out of Atlanta. Tua and Penix, they're both practicing. Penix is finally practicing. They're both practicing with the first team. So we'll see how that turns out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. It's Atlanta. And then a weird, like out of the, not that it was weird enough, but Daquan Wright, a tight end no one's ever heard of, except maybe some people in Ole Miss and before that Virginia Tech. Well, he was undrafted. He's been in camp with Cleveland, and then he signs with Ole Miss. Yes, with the former coach of the Oakland Raiders. Signs with Ole Miss, his old team from last season. And the Brown, he actually signed with the Eagles earlier this spring, then got cut, signed with the Browns, and the Browns just cut him so he can go back to the NCAA. And he'll be the first player, if he plays. Well, he doesn't have to play, but he's the first player to ever be in the NFL and then back into college. So it's kind of weird. So
that is very weird. I'm trying to think, like, is that like part of like the NIL thing?
Yeah, because he's going to get paid more. He could get like the $7,000 or $10,000 every 2 weeks he gets on the practice squad,
right?
Because that's all he'll probably make if he's even makes the practice squad. But he can go down there and make tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because it's big school Ole Miss.
Right. I mean, I guess
And,
that's kind
and
of
he
like
wasn't bad last year. He was a decent player. Like he actually
yeah.
had one game. It was like an October, November game where he had 9 catches for like 100 yards. So, and I think he had 2 touchdowns that game. I forgot who they played, but it was obviously a decent team if you're talking about late October, early November with Ole Miss.
I guess that's like the one thing I don't like about the new like NIL stuff is like if you're done out of college, don't come back. Like if you're not making it in the professional leagues, go get a coaching job. You'll be fine. You'll do fine. Like I get it in the money aspect because we all love money here,
Yep.
but I don't know. You covered a lot there. So to try to recap it on my side with the, Deshaun Watson being the starting quarterback, like I said a couple of weeks ago, this entire thing I'm gonna start right here is a battle of mediocrity, and I'm pretty sure I wish I could do the thing that Dad does where he pulls up like the spin the wheel. I'm pretty sure that's how they decided their starting quarterback. But the good thing is they have 4 different ones to choose if things go wrong, which trust me, things will go wrong. So therefore, they're going to go through. That I love hating on Cleveland. They make it so easy too. Like it's just they could do anything. And you're like, you know, you messed up.
And the best thing with them in Cleveland is that they're going to get themselves another quarterback next year, which will be Archie Manning, most likely, if they're going to be that bad. They'll get Archie Manning, and apparently the Mannings and the owners of the Browns are friendly. So that's an interesting aspect of this whole thing too.
I don't want to think about that. No. Oh my gosh. Oh, um, you know,
Haslets. That's who they are. Or Steve Spurrier would call them the Hazlets. Haslams. But you don't remember the Steve Spurrier years. So horrible, but he would always say that there was a Coach Hazlitt, and he could call him Hazlitt. Coach Hazlitt over there with Saints. He's like, my name's Hazlitt. Yeah, Coach Hazlitt. So Steve Spurrier. Great for the media.
oh my goodness. Okay, with the owner getting arrested, like, okay, I feel like that's just classic owner stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure a majority of NFL owners are probably doing some sketchy stuff. Like, he just got caught because he wasn't smart with it. And you know what? Like you said, probably all the other owners just go to Vegas and do it themselves. So, who knows? 140 for a trailer park in Ohio is absolutely insane. But what else do you expect? I just can't believe he got it down to the weapon charge. That one's weird. I mean, I can't believe it because he's rich. But like,
It's very quick because he was only arrested like 48 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah, I don't really know how to think about all that.
You do notice though that 3 of the 3 crazy stories, the Jed York story, the Daquan Wright story, and the Deshaun Watson story, all take place in Ohio.
Are we shocked here?
Ohio.
It's just Ohio. I mean, gosh, freaking Paul showed that video of like the POV you go to Ohio, and it wasn't wrong. It really wasn't. So I'm not sure. My mother is calling me real quick. I don't know if you have anything you want to talk about, but I'm going to fix this real quick.
Oh no, I'm good. This is it. So it looks like it's just us. So does anyone have any anything they want to type out for Showtime to put up for me to answer? Or I can talk about the Hartford Whalers back in the day. It's a great hockey team, and they were in Hartford. And I'm trying to win the Hartford count. Okay, I brought it up several times. She's giving me 0 count for it.
Wait, what?
Hi.
No, sorry. Wait, what did I? Oh, was it Hartford? Oh no. Wait, how many times? Don't lie.
12. Well, I just mentioned Hartford like 17 times earlier. So you call me for a loop. I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. Hartford.
Oh, you just talked about Hartford 17 times. Dear God. Oh my gosh. Did I did some battle over mediocrity. I didn't say
Hartford,
like
the home of Vin Baker.
Oh my gosh,
Actually, not. You can't. Yeah.
we have
Michael
stuff.
Adams, a lot of hoopsters. Rick Mahorn, he's from Hartford.
Scooter, what are we on right now?
Marcus
Are you trying to
Canby,
get the
another
20?
Hartford
What
guy.
is going on?
I'm winning the Hartford count.
It's just over an hour. It's an hour. We're good. We're good. I don't know what is going on here. Okay, you know what? I'll give you 20 if that makes you happy. I
That's good.
I think that's a good place to call it.
I'll accept it.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Are we good?
No, like I said earlier about like what's coming up. I'm good with all of everything. We're good. We come. I just wanted to mention that tomorrow at 5:33 a.m. there from Cape Canaveral, SpaceX is launching a big beast, and it's going to be flying up the coast, and you'll be able to see it if you're up. And with the way the atmosphere is, it might look weird. So people get up at 5:30. You'll just look east if you're on the East Coast. Look up,
Okay.
look up. Because that's what it's going to be.
Wow.
I mean, they may cancel it and the thing may blow up. No one's on it. No one's on it. There's no humans in there.
The only thing I've heard about is with the lunar eclipse that's on Thursday night.
That's coming up too. Good call on that. Yeah. But
yeah,
that's
I'm gonna try to look at that.
That's like 1 in the morning.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try to at least look at that. And then obviously, God, it was probably like already. No, it was last week with the solar eclipse. But obviously, that was on the side of Europe. That was cool. I was watching a bunch of live streams about it.
Yeah,
it's funny because they had totality in Iceland, but it was like super foggy. So like you could just see it get dark, and that was it. You couldn't really see much of the sun being completely covered. But it was still cool. And then obviously
even our area got that for a little. Like it had like a I don't know. It was like an eighth of it. So
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, I didn't like hear much about like how much it would have shown totality.
Yeah,
like,
it didn't do much here, but there was a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember how much it was going to be like here, so I didn't even bother trying. One, because I also didn't have like the glasses for it. They're probably somewhere around from when we had that solar eclipse like 2 years ago. But I did not have the glasses around to like actually look at it. But we'll see. I'm excited at least for the lunar eclipse. At least I won't need glasses for that. But no, the SpaceX, that's pretty cool. I don't. Is it tonight or no? Sorry, tomorrow.
5:30 in the morning tomorrow morning.
I like wake up like 6. I could probably wake up a little bit earlier. I think that would be cool.
Just make sure they're launching because they cancel that stuff, like postpone it a lot.
Oh right. I'm just trying to think because like if it's 30 minutes, would it still show, or like is it like right when it launches that it shows? I can't.
You won't see it when it launches, but you'll see it in the air. I've actually seen a launch that they launched from Virginia in Falls. Because they have a place in Virginia on the Delmarva Peninsula, kind of near Chincoteague, where they launch spacecraft out of, and you can see it from like DC if you it's pretty good too.
Interesting, very interesting. We talk everything here on Drive Time. Baseball, football, astronomy,
electric toothbrushes. Sorry, Jaws. It's a Jaws reference from the movie.
And then, of course, baseball TV shows, the drama. I will say Dancing with the Stars is coming up next month, but I haven't heard anything about athletes being on it, so therefore I don't really know if I'm going to do recaps on it. If you're an OG, you remember the recaps last month. Obviously, Midnight loved it and everything, so we'll see. I haven't really kept up. There is a baseball, Jackson Olsen. I don't know if you know him. He's on like the Savannah Bananas with him doing like they're like the funny baseball teams where they do a bunch of like stupid dances and everything. So I don't know if that counts. We'll see. I don't know. But oh my god, my nose dealing with this cold is actually frustrating. But we're gonna end it here. We've been yapping enough about funny little stuff long enough. I'm sure they're tired of us now. So, like my dad always ends out, make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them because you never know the last day that's guaranteed. Last week has been very rough for me personally because I've been dealing with like trying to figure out who my real friends are. And that sucks because I'm 22 and I feel like I should have already, whatever. So, but I'm very thankful for my family and my friends my other friends that I do have around me. And obviously, you know, the podcasting, like I'm thankful for everybody in my life. And it's nice to know that even if some things change, that some things do never change. And that's nice to know. I feel like this is never going to change. I feel like this will probably always be around somehow in some sense. And hosting this week has made me really happy. And I'm glad that my dad gave me the chance to do this. And I'm glad that my job gave me the day off so I could actually do this. So, Scooter, do you have anything to close out with?
Today is my mother's 79th birthday. She's in Wellington, Florida, near West Palm Beach area. And she's doing great. She has a new puppy that she's had for a few months. So my gifts to her were more gifts to her puppy, which she thought was the greatest gifts ever. Because, you know, her puppy's name is Bonnie, and I told her that a happy Bonnie makes a happy mommy. So God bless her. I love you. Love you, Mom.
Happy birthday, Scooter's mom. And I think that's a good place to call it. I've already said it, but I'm gonna do my hand thing while I hit the end stream. I'm trying. Wait, hold on. No, I have to do the recaps.
Lobster
I don't think Coach is on tonight. I can't remember if he's on tonight. But obviously we have that show, and then you have Tuesday Night Flight. You also have Nothing But Net. Well, no, Nothing But Net is on hiatus. I forget this. But you also have Unapologetic Sports with Flying Brian and Lee Ice. Love those guys. And then Thursday Night Showdown. No, Throwdown. Dang it. Friday, which we've been having like open. I've been talking poetry. The boss lady was trying to get me on last week, but I was working. It happens. And then Saturday Night Showdown, and then Sunday morning rise. All can be found here on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. My nose is running so bad I'm scared it's showing on camera. But with that, we're going to call it a day or night or whatever you want to call it right now in this moment. This is awkward. I'm going to end stream now. Bye, guys. Love you.
No, Vulcan's handshake.